cellulitis Part 3. Prevention. If your cellulitis recurs, your doctor may recommend preventive antibiotics. To help prevent cellulitis and other infection, take these precautions when you have a skin wound. Wash your wound daily with soap and water. Do this gently as a part of your normal bathing. Apply a protective cream or ointment. For most surface wounds, over-the-counter ointment provides adequate protection. Cover your wound with a bandage. Change the bandage at least once a day. Watch for signs of infection. Redness, pain, and pus are all possible infections that need medical evaluation. People with diabetes and those with poor circulation need to take extra precautions to prevent skin injury. Good skincare measures include the following. Inspect your feet daily. Regularly check your feet for signs of injury so you can catch infections early. Moisturize your skin regularly. Lubricating your skin helps preventing cracking and peeling. Do not apply moisturizer to open sore. Trim your fingernails and toenails carefully. Take care not to injure the surrounding skin. Protect your hand and feet. Wear appropriate footwear and gloves. Promptly treat infection on the skin surface, whether superficial or not, such as athlete's wound. Superficial skin infection can cause spread from person to person. Don't wait to start the treatment. Treat other medical conditions. Having another medical condition can increase your risk of getting cellulitis again. Working with your doctor to manage conditions like diabetes, eczema, leg ulcers, or peripheral artery disease can greatly reduce your cellulitis risk. Treat lymphedema. Excessive fluid buildup that can cause swelling, usually in an arm or leg, is called as lymphedema. Of all the medical conditions that increase your risk of getting cellulitis again, lymphedema ranks the highest. While there is no cure for lymphedema, it can be treated with exercise, compression bandage, elevation, and drainage. Lose weight. The research show that if you are overweight or obese and lose weight, you reduce your risk of getting cellulitis again. Stop smoking. If you drink alcohol, drink in moderation. Drinking in moderation means that women have no more than 1 drink a day and men 2 drinks a day. Diagnosis and management. Your doctor will likely be able to diagnose cellulitis by looking at your skin. Assessment of baseline liver and renal function may be useful for assessing end organ dysfunction in patients with sepsis and for dosing of antimicrobials. Culture of blood aspirins or biopsies are not recommended but should be considered in patients who have symptomatic features of sepsis, who are immunosuppressed, or for cases associated with immense injury or animal bites. Cellulitis mimics. Many studies have concluded that approximately 30% of cellulitis patients are misdiagnosed. Commonly encountered alternate diagnoses include eczema, lymphedema, and lipodermosclerosis. Treatment of cellulitis. Patient with purulent skin and soft tissue infections such as abscess, furnicles, etc. should have those collections incised and drained. Samples should be sent for bacterial culture and consideration given to the systemic antibiotics in patients with systemic signs of infection. Non-purulent skin and soft tissue infection generally requires treatment with systemic antibiotics. Oral antimicrobial therapy is adequate for patients with no systemic signs of infection or comorbidities. Within 3 days of starting an antibiotic, let your doctor know if whether the infection is responding to treatment. You will need to take the antibiotics for as long as your doctor directs, usually 5 to 10 days, but possibly for as long as 14 days. In most cases, signs and symptoms of cellulitis disappears after a few weeks. You may need to be hospitalized and receive antibiotics through your veins, intravenous if necessary. Signs and symptoms does not respond to oral antibiotics. Signs and symptoms are extensive. You have a high fever, and these all indicates that you need to be hospitalized. Usually, doctor prescribe a drug that's effective against both streptococcal and staphylococcus infection. It's important that you take the medication as directed and finish the entire course of medication even after you feel better. Your doctor might recommend elevating the affected area, which may speed recovery. Specific situations such as infection associated with human or animal bites may require broader spectrum antimicrobials cover and should be discussed with an infection specialist. As should cellulitis involve atypical sites such as face, torso, and upper limb. Prophylaxis. Patients with a history of cellulitis, particularly of the lower limb, have an estimated recurrence rate of 8 to 20%. Patients with recurrent cellulitis should be carefully evaluated for predisposing factors such as lower limb edema, lymphedema, dermatitis, tinea pedis, and measures taken to address them. Patients with 3 to 4 episodes of cellulitis per year, despite addressing predisposing factors, should be considered for prophylactic antimicrobial therapy so as long as those factors persist. Thank you.